Don't make me tell you not to bring snacks in my class again, Noelle.
You know
All right, so Noelle's going to be my intro to every YouTube video. I like that. Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. We are in chapter 6. We are on page 333, and Amy's on cloud 9 because she's got a job. I like that. So she keeps smiling. She's going to keep me happy during this entire presentation. She's going to do her work. She needs to know Excel that much better, right? She's going to have to be all over this. Okay, so we are, like I said, on page 333. We're going to be querying a table using an autofilter. And I'm hoping that I didn't get ahead of myself here. I don't think I touched this after yesterday. So click the filter button in the customer bill column to display the filter menu. So customer bill column right here. We can click on this filter button. And we can display a menu. And down here we can put into the search box whatever we'd like to. We want to sort largest to smallest. Now, smallest to largest would be considered ascending for your certification exam. Largest to smallest would be descending. So those are two terms that you want to be very familiar with when you're taking your certification exam. So largest to smallest, so we're descending this, meaning the highest number to the lowest number. Or if we were to be doing this in an alphabet, it would be Z to A, not A to Z. Next, what we want to do is query a table using the autofilter. So when we're doing a query, who remembers yesterday what a query is? Do we all use queries? Yes. Whenever we're searching for something on YouTube, on Google, on Facebook, anything that we're typing in our email, as Noelle was checking, trying to show me that she could do that in class and multitask. So we are going to click on this cell for, let's see, click filter button in cell D8. So right here on service type, we want to click on this button. Now, really, before we go there, I apologize. I just want to show you. I don't know if you can see in I8, there's now a down arrow, meaning I'm showing you that it's descending right now. So we can kind of look here really quickly to see what's happening with the autofilters. We're going to drop this one down, and we see that we have install, repair, schedule, maintenance. If I go down and I don't want to see, these last three are warranty repairs, and I'm not getting paid for those. So if I uncheck warranty repair, and then I click my favorite button, which is O to the Kazay, it retabulates or filters out those three ones that were warranties. Now, are they gone?
No.
No, they're still there. But notice that the totals, because we didn't use the sum total, we used the table sum or total row. It automatically recalculated everything or re-averaged it or totaled it up using only the numbers that we have now filtered for. If we had gone in and just done an auto sum, it would still, because everything is still there. And the reason you can know that it's still there is if we come over here and we look on the left, this is a really good trick / ingenious way to look at it. 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 23. We can see that we're missing 3 rows in there. Okay, so we know that it's pulled those out, it's filtering those. Now, if you do that in any table, so like I told you, every month I print out everybody's schedule into an Excel table for the next 3 years. If I was to, at the bottom, sum everything, it will give me, 15,000 or whatever, because there's so many classes. But if I just use a table total row, which we can do, remember, under design. So I'm just trying to remind us and tie this into yesterday. Under design, and this total row right here, then it will recalculate based upon what we filtered for. So it's very useful. Noelle, you wish you had done that, right?
So it's still there. It's just hiding?
Yeah, and I'll bring it back in 1 second. How come my service time is different than the book?
It says repair and a schedule, and your schedule on row 18 and 19.
It says repair and schedule? What do you mean? Oh, you know what? I think that it hasn't. Let me see here. Does it have that? No?
Because it's filtered through price, then it's...
In the book, we're time billed all the way down to... You know what? Honestly, I don't know, but I'm sure it's just a filter that we have applied here. The next one that we want to look at is, now we can add a filter upon a filter. So this is like a nested if function where we can do something upon something else. So we can go into what we've already filtered and say, okay, on my satisfaction surveys, my post ratings here, all I want is the golds. And now it's eliminated out everything else but the gold.
Just click on it,
You just click on the filter button,
filter, and then just when it comes, just
unselect everything, and then just select gold.
so just over here.
So we're unchecking everything and leaving gold check.
And then just
Yes. Or you can press select all again, and it will unselect everything, and then you can just click gold. So if you had like 15 things, you don't want to go through and click on every, just click that select all, it'll unselect everything and click the one or two that you want. And finally, let's see, is that it? We have gold. Oh, customer ID. So now we want to go into technician. So now we want to see, okay, of this, we don't want anybody but Letitia Jones. Click OK, and it's filtered down. So here we go. She looks like in the book she's got 3. Maybe we didn't add one in here. Oh, because you know what it is? We don't have the warranty in here. Let's go ahead and add all these back in. And now she's got 3. So Letitia Jones has 3 service calls. She has an average of 9.83. She has billed for 6.5 hours. That's 1 day, right? That's what we wanted. We can see that her workday was split up perfectly into 100% if we were to add this up. We're not going to add that up because it's going to come up to a weird one later when we undo this. And we were able to bill for her time that day $375. Now, as a company, would this be a useful report to run? Yeah, we could see, okay, how much do we pay her a day? Is she actually making money for the company? Were there parts included? You know, there's all sorts of awesome business things that we can come up with after that. But this is just really useful information to be able to see how to do that. Now we can do some custom criteria. So let's go ahead and remove all the filters here. So I'm just going to select all on all these. Select all, anything that has a filter. And good. So we're back to having everything here. I am looking for, we want to filter in cell F8. So right here, we're going to go ahead and drop down on satisfaction survey. We have this down now. We want to do a custom filter. So we can actually go through here and do a number filter and then come down to custom filter. And just to make a point, before we even go into custom, like if we wanted to do everybody that was below a 7, right, we could do less than a 7. You know, we have all these filters in here very quickly that we can apply. So we can make, are we seeing the power of a table in Excel? Like we can get some really quick data out of this that makes a lot of information for us. So we're going to do a custom filter. On the custom filter, we want to do anything that's greater than or equal to, and look at this, they're thinking exactly what I was just thinking, except opposite. Greater than or equal to a 7. So we can drop it down and pick 7. And then less than or equal to 9. So we have and, or we could click or, and then less than or equal to 9. And then we can click OK. Now what does this give us?
People got 7, 8 to 9.
Yeah, but why would that be useful for us? I'm trying to apply this to business. Yeah, Noelle.
Mine doesn't look like yours.
What does it not look like?
I did that step, but mine doesn't look. Am I missing something?
You're missing one of them.
She didn't do the top one because she doesn't have a 7 and 8. Well, she also has
Yeah, you got a 10. You didn't filter that right. I can look at that in a minute. Your filter wasn't applied properly. Did yours not work? You got one line? All right.
I'm going back to make sure I use it.
Yeah. Go into the custom filter.
7 or less?
Greater or equal to, no, so it's not equals, it's greater than or equal to.
Greater than, okay.
You mean as far
There you go. Yeah. So you got to make sure you pick greater than or equal to. Okay. So we got that. Like I said, it's always our fault if it doesn't work because the computer's going to get it right every time. So I was just asking, what could this mean to us for business? Like as a business. Let's apply this to our actual lives. What would this group represent? I can think of something. I mean, there's not a right or a wrong answer. I'm just asking, what could we do as business people? What do you think, Anthony? Yeah, now, these are people that got a 7 to a 9, not a 9 or above, not below a 7. So this is probably our group that could really use some training to get above a 9. Okay, that's what I would think. Like anybody that's down here in the lower echelons of this, I'm like, these people are so good, they're almost to where I don't have to train them anymore. Or they get, random training because they're using best practices. And as a business, I think a lot of times what we don't do is bring in our top performers and say, what are you doing? I know of an insurance company that had 3 top performers. And it was a nationwide insurance company. Every time they get together at these conventions, people would kind of talk about them behind their back like, oh, they're totally, no one would ever ask them what they were doing. So the company actually brought them up on stage and said, hey, here's our 3 top performers. Would you like to ask them any questions? And people started asking like, well, how do you perform? How do you get those numbers? And surprisingly, it was pretty basic. They had formulas, like each one of them kind of followed the same type of formula on how they'd approach their day, who they would contact, how they would follow up, how they would close a deal. And everybody thought it was magic when in reality it was just a good practice. They were just doing really effective things. So this might be a good thing to say, hey, this is the group of people that can maybe learn from our higher performers on how to become better techs. That's a great way so just a real life business scenario that we could use this for. All right, so now let's go ahead and turn off our auto filters. So we can go up here to our data tab. We have the filters selected. If I just click it, it unselects all the filters. So it just pulled everything off. I just typed this button up here. And I'm going to go ahead and save this as it is now. So Control S. Are we all using our names on the files now? So you can turn them in because that would be so nice for me. All right. Now we're going to use criteria and we're going to extract some ranges into another table. So now we're jumping into a little more of the deep stuff. This will not be on your basic Excel certification. This might be on your advanced, okay? But when we know what's on the advanced, usually it makes everything on the basic a lot easier. So that's my hope and my goal is that by me showing you all these crazy things, going through this curriculum, that you're going to be so like, the easy ones are so easy. This is nothing. I'm not doing a nested index match function like we're going to do towards the end here. Yeah, what? There goes the head blown. Should have left your hair on today so to keep it in a little bit better, because we're going to explode your brain. All right, so let's go ahead and create a criteria range. So we're going to select A7 through I-23. Is that right? Yeah, through I-23. As the range name, do we remember there's a difference between a table name and a range name? So as a range name, we're going to go to, was it define name right here. So we want to define a name. And we're going to call this one criteria range. It gives us what it refers to down here. Oh, we got to put an underscore in there. I'm sorry. Yeah. Formulas, and then right up here. You don't have define name? Well, you should have define name. If not, it could be in home, and it's right here. You can just type it in if you have that all selected in the name box. And you know what? So I messed up. I apologize. I was jumping ahead. I skipped 2 steps. Erase what I just told you. Just force a halt. In fact, I'm going to hit Control Z, and that's going to undo my name range. So I just undid it. Control Z gets us done with that. What we want to do actually is we want to, it says right here, select the range A7 to I8. So A7 to I8, this section. Hit Control C to copy. And then we want to go up to A1 and paste it. Now, it says, if necessary, use the format painter to copy the formatting and wrap column headings. So it looks like we didn't get our I'm just going to grab all this, do format painter, and I'm going to paste it right here. There it goes. Now it's looking right. So it matches. Now this one we want to change to criteria range up on top. So A1 should be criteria range.
Why is not letting me do it?
Why is it not letting you do what? Change criteria range? It's because you're not over on A1.
I am on A1.
No, you're not.
C, right? Then you come here, and then you do.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay, then just go up to not A1. You're on B1 though. You're not on A. I was right. You were wrong. Back up a little bit so you can grab that. You want to grab.
What's the font size for criteria?
Well, you could just click on this one and format painter and then click on this. That would be a really easy way to do it quickly.
C, okay, and then back to A, right? And then I do.
And you know what? I'm noticing that this isn't centered perfectly, so I'm going to highlight across it again, right mouse click, do format cells, and under alignment, I'm going to center across selection. Oh, it says it is, but it doesn't look like it is.
So you just changed the name?
I just changed the name to criteria range. Yeah. And then select the range A2 through I3. So A2 through I3. And we're going to name this area criteria in the name box. So we're going to name it criteria. Up in the name box. We're going to hit enter. I'm on cells A1 or A2 through I3. And then you're going to go into the name box, or you can go to formulas and define name, but you can just go over here and a shortcut is just type criteria. I thought this was only going to be a half an hour today. I'm wrong. So we might go for an hour. Okay, in cell D3, we are going to type repair. In cell E3, we're going to put greater than 2. And in F3, we're going to put greater than or equal to 3. You what? Oh. We got to put in the operators. Or greater than or equal to 8. I'm sorry, not 3, 8.
Also, what we're doing right now is we're creating another table that pulls information from the table.
I believe what we're doing is we're going to set the criteria up here, and it's going to filter through everything down here and only show us the results that are up here. Ah, this is nice. So if you, like, let's say worked at a Sprint store and you wanted all plans that included iPhones that had more than 4 lines or something like that, like you could do this exact same thing. And your boss would be an idiot to not pay attention to it. What's your last name so I can see who your boss is? I'm just kidding. No. Hypothetically. We'll make it a T-Mobile store for you, okay? Okay. All right. So, so we want to click on the table to make it active. So we're going to come down here and click on the table somewhere in here. And we want to click the Advanced button in the Data tab. So we're going to go Data, Advanced. We're We're going to do an advanced sort and filter. Ooh, stop, holla back. Here we go. So notice as soon as I jumped in there, the list range grabs the entire table automatically because I'm in there. Now it gives us a criteria range. It's actually already grabbed it, probably because we called it criteria, probably because it's aligned right where it's supposed to be, but Excel figured that out. If we didn't do that, if we had it somewhere over here on the right, we would just go define where we want it to be. And we want to click OK. And oh, look at this. We want to just filter the list in place. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. So as it relates, boom, it's used these settings up on top to give us only the repairs that had more than 2 hours billed and a greater than 8 satisfaction post score. Mr. Greer, are you sure that that's right? Well, let's try it. What if I just hit delete here and hit enter, and then I go through and I do my advanced filter again. Advanced filter. Go ahead, do it in place. Oh, there was an install. So it'll filter through. Now, we're using a very primitive, tiny table, but the reason this is important is what if it was huge? You know, what if you're dealing with 15,000 records like I do when I'm dealing with schedules and stuff like that? We can filter very quickly, very powerfully, and get a lot of data out very quickly. We're not going to do it in here, I don't think, but imagine making a chart out of this too. You know, like having a chart that auto works itself based upon what's filtered. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put repair back. So we are on the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and do my, there we go. So we should all have that. Criteria, auto filtered, good, we did that. We've got our 4 records. We're happy. Yes.
I need you.
We're going to hit clear to clear that. We were just seeing that we could do that. Now we've cleared it out, and so now we should have all of our stuff back. I don't know. You know, I hit the clear button because it asked us to, but I don't like what it just did to me. To show all records, I'm going to hit Control Z. What I'm actually going to do is my advanced, and I am going to, I wonder if I just delete this. I don't like what it just did to me. Advanced filter and click OK. There it goes. Okay, I got them all back. So I just took out all my filter criteria, and then I did an advanced filter, and I got all my stuff back. Yes, Noelle.
I need you.
What's up?
Okay, so.
Repair, greater than 2, greater than or equal to 8.
Yeah.
Click on this.
Okay, so
Just anywhere. Okay, go up to
advanced.
advanced. Now it's highlighted that. Do you have your criteria? You don't have your criteria highlighted, so click on that.
So now, so they
Scroll up, scroll up.
So this.
So, no. You're just clicking on stuff. You're just making a mess.
I'm sorry.
That's what I do.
Click, and then click OK. Oh, you know what? I might have gone. I'm pretty sure that's what I was supposed to do.
That's what I did, and then mine worked.
Did you name this criteria? I don't think you did you? You did. Repair greater than 2. Filter. Oops. Advanced filter. Criteria name. Pretty sure that's there, but let's try this. Click OK. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna have to. Let's come back to this at the break. I'm sure you've got something just messed up in that file. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to extract a range. So from A7 to I8. I8. We're going to grab all this. We're going to copy it, and then we're going to go down to A25. We're going to paste it, Control V. I'm going to have to format that thing again.
Copy and go
A25. I put to A25. Yeah, to A26. Yeah, if you just click on A25, it'll automatically put it where it needs to be. I did Format Painter for the second piece here. V is in Victor. Now we want to select A26 through I45. Right here. And we want to click on the name box. Before we named it criteria, now we want to name this extract. From A26 to I45. Question, why am I including so many rows in the extraction range? Because the table has many records. You want to make sure you have enough room to put all of them in there if they come out. Are you okay, April? Did you just get your index match function to work? It's pretty tough, isn't it? We're about to get there. All right. I saw it. I was like, holler back. Amen. Because I did the same thing last night when I made it work. So it's a tough one. I named it Extract. E-X-T-R-A-C-T. We format painted it. So now we're going to extract some records. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to click on the table to make it active. So we're going to click up here to the table.
All the way to 45, right?
Yeah. I-45. I'm going to go back into data. And in data, I want to sort and filter. We want to do the advanced filter again. And this time it says copy to another location. This is what we're going to do. Our criteria range is up on top. I don't know if I put any criterias in there. I think I might have extraction area. Is it still the same? I'm hoping it is. I'm going to click OK. See, I took it all out here. We probably want to do repair. Time bill is greater than 2. I took this all out. I'm sorry. Greater than or equal to 8. And then I'm going to do that same advanced copying to another location and click OK. Here it is. So it's now put them in a different location for me. It didn't just filter here. It actually put that data down below. It's kind of nice. So now we have a separate table that we've created called extract that we can do all sorts of things with also. Yes?
You didn't want all the data from that table to go down?
No, we only wanted to copy the specific things that we asked for in the criteria table.
Extract has a missing or invalid field name.
Well, you didn't do it right. Did you not make it the same size? You have to make sure it's the same size and everything.
Okay. Question, really quick.
Yes, Noelle?
Okay, so I have the second table, right? The one with 26. Now, for the repairs, you lost me at that part when you did the copy.
Okay, all I did was you have up on top repair greater than 2 and then greater than or equal to 8. So click on your main table.
Okay.
Go, yeah, anywhere. It's just anywhere, anytime you click on a table, it makes the whole table active. Go to data. Go to advanced. It will pop up that same dialog box. Instead of filter, you want to select copy to. And it should have highlighted the A26 or whatever down below as the third piece now.
The A26.
Yep, now click OK. Now go down, and there it is. Oh, but you
that's a
didn't
lot.
have your filter though. Scroll up. Did you? No, keep going. Scroll up. Repair greater than 2. You have something going on. We're gonna have to figure that out at the break. Yeah. So, but it should filter everything out. So we've extracted some records. Now the last, not the very last thing, but one of the last things we're going to do now is we're going to do database functions. You're like, what? Database what? It keeps popping the same thing what?
That the name is invalid, so you go to advanced, or I
Click in there, click advanced.
so I make sure that this one's, that one's selected, and then I hit,
Yeah, I hit copy to.
another,
Okay.
and then this is the range for the.
But isn't it A26? You included the title. You can't include the title in your extract.
Oh, in my extract? Okay.
Yes, your extract table is messed up.
So this one's messed up right here.
So just try this. Just do A26 instead of 25. Just click that. See, you've included the table name.
okay.
You can't do that. That's what's got to be extract. That's what your problem is. Because the top row is going to be the thing that it works with. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to use database function. Excel includes 12 database functions that allow you to evaluate numeric data in a table. These functions each begin with the letter D for data table or database. Okay? So if we're going to do a D sum or a D average or a D count or a D max, which is maximum, a D minimum, which is min, which is minimum, we have all these. So let's create an output area. Let's go over to OP and Q, and let's make these the width. Let's right mouse click and change the width to 18. Okay. We're going to call this output area. And then we're going to put customer type, and post service rating. I think so. Customer type, yes. I'm going to go ahead and make this look normal. So I'm going to highlight it. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is come over here and do a format painter. Click across. That's output area. I'm going to cheat and go merge and center really quick because I don't want to worry about that. Format painter on this. Make it look the same. Boom. Got it. Now, on page 345, it gives us what it wants us to put in each cell. So it's got the cell and then the text. So in cell 03, it wants us to put coffee shop. In P3, it wants QSR. P3 wants QSR. Oh, P3. Went the wrong way. QSR and then gold. And then in 05, it wants average, coffee shop, satisfaction rating. Then it wants average, QSR, satisfaction rating. I forgot to put my colon right here, trying to match what it looks like. Then it wants us to do gold standing count. That's not a period, that is a colon. And then it wants billing to restaurant/hotel, colon, count of QSR customers, colon, customer ID, colon, oh, that's customer. And finally, time billed, colon. It's a lot of typing. It's an Excel class. Cheese and crackers is right.
Dang it.
I'm so over this. That's all I could say. I'm going to zoom in. Is that all right? Because I want to make sure everybody sees what I'm about to do. I don't think I used this in the homework. I used all the next page, which is the sum ifs, the count ifs, the match, and the index functions. Doesn't mean I couldn't have, though. Everybody with me?
No.
All right, I'm waiting. Yeah, well, it had me skip a line in the book. Oh, no, I didn't. My bad. I shouldn't have done this here. I'll paste this all in the same spot. Now Mark's mad at me. I want to match the book. I apologize, everyone. I saw spaces. I didn't realize there were just lines. There we go. Feeling better now? I like it. Fixed it. I did a floating dollar sign instead of a fixed dollar sign in last night's homework. I am so sorry, okay. I'm not making any more videos. You're on your own.
Why not, like,
I'm getting bold?
I'm frustrated. I am frustrated. So I'm like, done. I'm like,
Hey, if you don't pass this class, you don't graduate.
you're so mean. What have I done to you?
Okay, I'm going to jump because we're going to go for it. So we're going to do the average coffee shop satisfaction rating. So we're going to do an equals D average. Okay, averages the values in a column in a list or database that match the conditions you specify. Great. So we could do this almost the same with a count if, but we're going to use the D average here, or average if. We're going to do A8 through I22. A8 through I22. That's our database. What do we do when we want to change a function, when we want to go to the next field of a function? What do we put? Comma. Good job. You guys are learning stuff after all. We want to go ahead and put in quotes, satisfaction survey, unquote. So that's the field that we're looking up. And then we want the answer or the criteria to be comma 02 to 03. Close parentheses. What'd you say? So we want the customer type to be coffee shop. So we just told it that. In the satisfaction survey, we want to average this. So in this database, we want to average this group that is a customer type coffee shop. When I click enter, it gives me 8.75. I'm sorry. The formula?
What is the D average do again?
It's the database average. So it's saying go through this entire group of things, give me the average satisfaction survey rating.
Oh, because we tagged that.
Yeah, because we said this is the column I want you to average,
Okay.
and this is what I want to search for in the column.
Now, how would you do a row?
Well, a row you wouldn't average because a row is the same person,
Oh, okay.
right? So each one of those is called a field. So that's going to be one restaurant or one service call or whatever. So you wouldn't average that. You'd average down. Is that all right? Let's do the next one. Equals D average. Our database is the same thing, right? So it's A8 to I22, comma, we want to do satisfaction survey again. And what is our criteria this time? Our average QSR satisfaction rating. So people that are QSR. So we're going to go ahead and grab this one. We had put that up here above. Close the parentheses. So we're going to get this. These are our criteria that we're looking for. 1, 2, 3. We can see right now that we're probably going to do, I don't know, but we're probably going to do a gold. Anybody that got a gold, we're going to count the number of golds that we got for service that day. So we're probably going to do a D count is what I'm guessing. As we go down, we can see what we're coming up on. Enter. Oh, that didn't work. What did I not do right? D average, A8 through I22, P2 to P3. Did I misspell satisfaction survey? Satisfaction survey. Yeah, you got yours right then. I'm trying to see what I did wrong. D average, A8 colon I22. Satisfaction survey. I closed my parentheses. I did my comma. Let me just see if this does it. I don't know if this is going to. A8 I22. Shouldn't be divisible by 0. I'll go back there 1 second. I'm just making sure. QSR, customer type. Oh, I got it. So check this out. Notice that I misspelled customer right here. So I didn't see, and as soon as I put it in, so garbage in, garbage out. Once again, like I started checking, like I know my formula was right, so something wasn't right that I was calculating. So that, yeah. So if you're getting something that comes up wrong, we've done something wrong, like I keep saying. And I had customer type, not customer type. All right, now let's go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to try something. I don't know if it'll work. Yeah, it didn't work. Never mind. I was trying to copy and paste it down. And in fact, if we wanted to copy and paste this down and change it, and we needed to keep everything absolute, we could do that by moving certain things, making certain things absolute. But like I would have to make the table absolute right here, the database that we're going to pull. I'm not going to do that. I'll just retype it. But I'm just letting you know we could do that. Equals decount, because we're counting this time, our same group, A8 to I22. This time what we're looking for, the field that we're looking for is satisfaction survey. And our criteria is Q2 to Q3, close parentheses. I'm hitting enter.
No.
You know, I have a interesting theory that would help prevent what happened with me here earlier, and we're learning this all so much that I'm not giving you as many like day-to-day Excel tips that I use, but something that I would have used probably in real life to prevent that customer type is I would have made this one equal customer type over here, and then I would have made this cell P2 equal O2. And what it would have created is a chain reaction. When I changed the first customer type, it would go all the way through. So it would always be spelled properly.
The first one you would put it in quotes, right?
No. The first one I just put in. So here, I'll show you really quick. So can I hit enter?
Yeah.
You told me I couldn't. Oh, and so we have something going on.
Yeah.
Post-service rating, satisfaction survey. Let me just scroll over. So watch. I'm going to try it right here. Let's see if I can do it. Post-service rating equals. I want to see if it'll fix what I was just doing here. Didn't fix it. Dang it. I was hoping. F2. A8. Oh, and here it is. Satisfaction. 7 came up. But we can say this, so this doesn't equal, notice that in here, in this cell, it doesn't equal post-service rating. Like I didn't type in here post-service rating. I said reference that cell, whatever it equals, and it still works in my database formula because it's just going to take the value from the other one. So instead of me misspelling things over and over again, I could just do that. All right, that's an advanced Excel thing. But I don't know if I started this off. Did I tell you about accounting, my final accounting class, Accounting 509 in my MBA? I don't think I told you this. I'm going to tell you the story really quick.
Could you click up then?
To what? To 7? Yeah.
Yeah, because I got the same as you got earlier.
Well, you just misspelled satisfaction. So in my Accounting 509 class for my MBA, the final project or the final due date thing, whatever it was, we had an Excel spreadsheet that was 15 sheets in a workbook. And the first one had all of the numbers. And the direction said you cannot type any numbers on any of the next sheets. You have to reference all of sheet 1 for the whole thing. So what I had was I was in a work group, and I love Excel. You know, I'm a nerd. So I made this incredible formula, and everything was like calculating. I had no numbers. Everything was referencing other things. And we got to the day of. She said, don't turn in till we all have class. So the day of class, our final class, she said, okay, everyone load up your final. The front sheet, all the numbers are different, and here they are. Copy them into your thing. So she had this whole list of all the new numbers. Now, I had people in my group that were like, I can't figure this out. I'm just going to type in numbers. They got bad grades because we had to type everything into the first sheet, and then it just populated all the way through. I got an A+ because I had done it, and it's just if you can write the formulas, Excel will do the math really quickly for you. And she was trying to make the point that sometimes we kind of cheat, and we just put the number in that we want to, and we shouldn't be doing that. We should always be referencing something. Yes, Noelle.
Mine didn't came like that.
All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm going to tell everybody it's time for break. All right, we're going to finish this off here. So let's go ahead and we're going to finalize this with some if functions with other functions. So we could do a nested if and all this kind of stuff, but we have these really great ones that don't forget about these because these are on certification exams. I think I might have had a sum if on the basic certification exam, but I know I had a bunch of the other ifs that we're going to do here on the expert exam. I'll tell you more about the expert exam next week when I take it because I'm probably going to take it on Monday and I haven't taken that one yet. So what's an if function do? If something, do this. If not, do that. What's a sum function do? Adds everything up. So what's a sum if? Add it if something applies. This is all it's going to say. So we can kind of put a condition in, so to speak. So on this billing, what we want to do is we want to do a sum if on Q8, yeah. So sum if, parentheses, we want to do our range. What are we looking for here? Billing to restaurants or hotels. So I'm going to come over here to this side, and I want to sum, if it says restaurant, hotel, I'm not sure. So C9 through C22, and I don't know why it just did that, so I'm going to go ahead and just type in C9 through C22. It's doing that whole column, but I'll type it in so we can see it better here. C9 through C22, same selection there. If it says, so criteria comes next, it tells us what's next. If it says restaurant/hotel, you have to type it exact in the quotes, so that's the criteria. Sorry, it's up on top here. Can you see this? I can scroll back. I can, yeah, sorry. Let me go back over here. I'm blind, dealing with you. So restaurant, hotel, is that better?
Yeah.
Comma, and then we want to sum the range. What do we want to sum up? Billing. So we're going to come back over here. You guys are making me scroll all the way over here. Well, I can scroll over to that billing section and grab it, or the book just tells me where it is. So we're going to sum if I9 through I22. I9 through I22. Close parentheses. My brain hurts. Sum if, C9 to C22. Quote, restaurant, hotel. It's got to be spelled exactly right or it's not going to come up. Comma, I9 through I22. Sorry, I did a capital I and then a lowercase I, but they're both I's. Enter. I got 450.
I got value.
You got value. That means you messed up. I'm going to click this button right here.
Yeah, I am.
You didn't type restaurant/hotel right. I can tell already.
Whatever, I'm over it.
No, you're not. You're I9 through I22. Restaurant, hotel. I'm trying to figure out what you're typing here.
I don't know.
When I did it, I had a forward slash instead of a backslash from how I typed it.
She got the forward slash. She did it over here too.
My mind is not here today.
I'm done.
I got too excited earlier.
All right, we're going to come back to that one. You're really close. It's just a misspelling.
Mine went back to value.
I prefer if you call me Stud Machine, not Dean Greer. I'm just kidding. Okay, hold on to value. Hold on to value. We'll come back and fix it. I'd like to. Do you want to start? Okay, come on over here. You already have a G-metrics?
Yeah, I can.
You don't have a G-metrics count? Jack, will you set them up with a G-Metrics account while I'm doing this? Okay. Yes, if you have not taken your certification exam, go over there and load up one of those 3 and do your exam. This is the real thing. If you fail, it's $50. I'm just kidding. It's practice exam. All right, now we're going to count. So we're going to do a count if, parentheses, we want to do the range. So we want to count QSR customers. So this is going to be C9 to C22. And our criteria is going to be if it says QSR, end quote, and parentheses. I got 6. Our customer ID is we want to, for the customer ID, type 69203. This is in the book. And we want to know how much time was billed for customer 69203. This is the one that's going to be a bugger for you on your homework. So what we're going to do is we're going to match and index this entire process. So we're going to do an index function with a nested match. I'm on page 349. So in Q11, we're going to say equals index, and we're going to index the entire table. So A9 through, or the array is what's going to call it, through I22. And when it indexes that, we also want to match, which is our next function, Q10, which is right above. So we want to look for this number right here. So Q10, comma, through that same group. So we need to tell it through A9 through I22. And when it finds a match to that customer ID, what we want to do is we want an exact match, which is comma. Notice that when I hit the comma, it comes up and it says 1 is less than, 0 is exact, -1 is greater than. We want an exact match, comma, and then we're going to say 5, close parentheses. So what row do we want it to sum? We're doing row 5 or column 5 in that. There are too many functions. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I got to put a close parentheses on here. So you need 2 parentheses, and it's going to come up with an NA. So here, close, close, comma, column number 5. Maybe it's column 9. It says 5 in the book. Let me just try this really quick here. Index, parentheses, A9 through I22, comma, match, parentheses, Q10, comma. Oh, I'm sorry. This is A22. Haha, I did it again. It's not the whole thing. It's just A9 to A22. And then we want to do the 5th column number. Hit enter, and voila, it added it up. So luckily that's recorded. I'll go ahead and push this one more time for you. That's a tough one. And that's probably the hardest part of the homework. And we're going to hit save there because that's what you need to complete your homework. So let me go ahead and stop.